Hi, my name is RJ. So we're currently using 3 virtual mining games, but I've just dumped 2. So if you want to find out which ones and why, then keep watching. And for those of you that are discovering my channel for the first time and you want to learn more about how to earn cryptocurrency for free, about cloud mining sites, about crypto investments, and lots of other crypto related stuff, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and tag the notification bell so you're alerted to all my latest videos as they come online. Hey guys, okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick update on Satoshilabs, which is one of the virtual mining games that we have been using before we get into the negativity of the ones that I've basically decided to stop using. So, a bit of a positive before we get into the negatives. Okay, so this is obviously the virtual mining game. The idea of this is basically that you accrue credits and lab flasks, and what that does is that allows you to buy certain hardware, which then boosts your productivity and your overall earning of lab flasks. So, a lab flask is about 0.5 of a Satoshi. Approximately, I think it does alter depending on the price of Bitcoin and stuff like that. But basically it's about 0.5. So the minimum you can withdraw is 5,000 lab flasks. 5,000 lab flasks would give you 2,500 Satoshis into your Faucet Hub wallet. This does require you have a Faucet Hub account. Basically, Faucet Hub is just like a multi-coin wallet, very similar to things like CoinPot and other multi-coin wallets that you can be found online. So when I first started using this, we used to build the account via the offer wall, watching videos, but now we take a different approach. For those of you that are not familiar with Satoshilabs, I'm going to put a video up just here, a link to a video. It's a previous video I did, which it gives you, it's a more of an in-depth review. It will give you a better overview of the program and a better understanding of how it all works, so then you can come in here and totally understand what's going on. But obviously continue to watch this so you can see the update and how my account has progressed. And then obviously if you want to, you can go and view that video and then join the program later, and like I say, you'll have all the information then and an understanding of the program. So dead simple is to build up your account. And this is why I like Satoshilabs. It is very quick to build. So I used to go in here and you can watch videos and other stuff like that. But basically it does take quite a while. You would have to leave your laptop or your computer running for quite a number of hours to accrue a really good amount of credits, which then you could trade in for lab flasks and then go away and buy your hardware. But instead what we do now is we use either this survey company or AdGate Media survey company, and basically you just maybe spend an hour filling out surveys, and that will give you thousands of credits. And then obviously, like I say, you can go into you can come back to this page, type in the amount of credits you've earned there, click trade, and then turn that into lab flasks. I will just stress though, make sure you leave at least 500 credits in here, because that will enable you to switch on the auto sorry, I can't actually remember what it's called. It basically, what it does is it allows you to run your account on auto. So basically auto restore, that's what it is. So every so often your account will use up this energy. if you have it set on auto restore and you have enough credit balance, that will remain on 100%. And basically, like, I've got mine enabled, and when you first enable it, you have to click these buttons to get it up to 100%. But once it's at 100%, as long as you have enough credits in here and this is enabled, it will basically use that on an automatic basis, so you never have to worry about that. And it means that your account is ticking over and building 24/7. But make sure that you've got at least, I mean, 300 to 500 credits in there will last you 24 hours or so, and then you can come back in here, build up your do the surveys, build up your credits again, buy some more hardware, and keep leaving it on auto. So if we go into AdGate, I'll show you the best survey I found to use after basically using it for a good few weeks now. So when you come in here, you'll see once you it basically asks you to at the top here asks you to complete a small little thing. It basically just gives some information. So then you are eligible for these surveys. Personally, I've never made one of these surveys work. So what I always click on, if I can scroll down a bit, is this. I always click on this one, and you don't necessarily complete a survey straight away. You might ask you a few questions and then it will say, okay, you're not eligible. But what I like with this is that it will basically just then automatically take you to another survey, and then you can try that, and it will keep doing that until you actually complete a survey, and then it will give you that payout. So that's what I mean with these ones. Like, it will mess you around, and then it will just say no, you're not. So then you have to click on the next one. But whereas this one, it will just take you through, and then you will earn that much, that amount of credit. So I like that, because you know that at the end of it, you're going to be even though it might take you a little bit to find a survey in there, it will basically eventually give you one, or one that you can end up finishing, and then you'll get that payout. And then also as well, if you go into this survey company, what I like about these, and I have talked about this before on other videos, is that a lot of the times with these surveys, even if you're not successful, when it sort of kicks you out, it will still give you a payout. Sometimes it might only be 100, 120, something like that. But if you pick a really high paying one that's sort of like 50 or 60,000, sometimes you'll like do 2 or 3 questions, and then it might pay you 2,000 or 3,000 just for answering those couple of questions. It's so they're good in that. They are very good in that sense. So if you want to sort of, but I personally, what I'll try and do is I'll try and do all of these, and then I'll go and do the one I just previously showed you, and then that's it. That's done, and you might have anything up to like 20 to 30,000 credits earned. Obviously, if you're going to do all of them, it'll probably take you a bit more than an hour or so. Could take you anything up to 2 hours. But then those credits will give you a really good amount of lab flasks, which you can then pay, buy your hardware, and build up your account very quickly, to the point where you can start withdrawing. Or obviously, you can also start reinvesting that those lab flasks as well to build up your account even faster. So that's pretty much it for this program. Like I say, if you're not familiar with Satoshilabs, go and check out that previous video, and then that will give you a better overview and a better understanding of how the program works. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to the 2 programs. that I've dropped, and I'm going to tell you the reasons why I have done that and why I'm no longer using them. Okay, so Rollercoin is one of the first virtual mining games that I've decided I'm not so much dumping it. I'm not completely not using it. I actually really like the concept of this. The fact that you could play games, you can build up power, and then that basically earns money for you. The only problem I have with that is the way that they have this set up. Is the fact that the power you earn basically disappears after 24 hours. Obviously, the reason behind that is so you keep playing. But I think even if that didn't happen, people would still keep playing because people want to build their accounts. So I just think it's almost being a bit greedy, because by taking that away from you, you got to keep building. But obviously they also have this thing is that the more games you play, you then get these bonuses where your little man gets a better computer, and a better computer means that your power lasts longer. But again, as we found, a lot of you out there have found this, that if you say get your new computer, it tells you that it's going to last for 72 hours. That power does not last for 72 hours. I remember talking about this before. I believe that once you've earned the bonus computer, that whatever power you earn after the upgrade or after you're given the bonus computer, that is what stays with you for the 72 hours. Obviously that is just a guess. So for instance, if you've earned say 30 terahash, get into that bonus, and then you've because you've played it so much, you think, well, I'll play a few more games, and then you only build another say 4 or 5 terahash on top. Then when you go in 24 hours later, you only have that 4 or 5 terahash, because that is what they've allowed you in your bonus. But it's not the whole lot. I think a lot of people are under the misconception that it's everything you've earned leading up to that bonus and after you're given the bonus computer. I believe it's only what you get. It's only what you've earned after you've been given that bonus computer. So again, you go back 24 hours later, or you might even think, oh well, I'll go back in 3 days, and you've got nothing because it's all gone, and it's not even been earning anything for the last 2 days, because the first 24 hours you lost the bulk of it, and then the second 24 hours. Obviously they do say that you actually, thinking about it, they do say you have to go in every 24 hours to at least play or win one game, and then that will keep that 72-hour bonus ticking over. So like I say, you go in after 24 hours, you've only got 3 or 4 terahash left. You're like, well, what happened to the other 30? And that's what I believe. So, but one thing that this site does have going for it is anything you've built up, like there you can see I've built up 50,000 Satoshis. The minimum to withdraw from this as well is only 10,000 Satoshis, so that's really good, because most places the minimum to withdraw is about 100,000. So 10,000 is actually really good that they're allowing you to withdraw that. Again, to a Faucet Hub account. So with this and Satoshilabs, you will need a Faucet Hub account. But you can also purchase miners. So you can actually purchase a miner. As you can see there, I've got a little rack and a small little miner there. I might well buy another miner and then basically just allow that to build up my account, and then just sort of see where we go from there. Because obviously the thing is as well, what you have to realize is when purchasing anything, you have to earn that back before you're actually making any profit. So obviously if you buy a room full of miners, you might have to wait a year or more before you're actually in profit, and you're thinking, oh yeah, but I'm getting all this back. But you know, if you've invested that from an outside source, say you've invested it from, even if it's from free faucets, which is generally what I always encourage you guys to do, so you're not actually taking any money out of your accounts, i.e. your bank accounts. So use you know, coins you've earned from free faucets. But even if you do that, you still might have to wait some considerable time before you actually start making profit. Obviously, I've built that up playing games, but I also have had a few referrals that have given me that bonus as well. So like I say, Rollercoin is not a total loss. If you build yourself up, you know, if we go into the shop, the smallest miner, which I've purchased there, will only cost you 2,340 sats. Obviously, you can go up. That will only give you 1.160 terahashes, so basically 1.1 terahash. This will give you 1.3. That will give you 2.7. But obviously, like I say, every time you build something, you will see these are also on offer at the moment. It's saying in 24 hours that will change. So what I'm going to do, as it's on offer, I'm going to buy myself one of them as well, and then we'll just see. So that gives me about 3 terahash, and that's it. So there you go. So we've got 2.4 terahash there, and that's dropped me down to 47,000. So we'll just see how quickly that gets me back up to 50 odd thousand. I think before I bought the first one, I was at like 52,000. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly those two miners gets me back up there. So that's there's not a lot to this. It's simply, you know, if it is something that interests you, you can come in here. You basically pick any of these games. So I always used to pick the coin flip and the coin match. And then what you do is, if you play the coin flip, that will earn you 900 gigahash every time you win. It's not difficult to win. Basically, all you got to do is flip the blocks, match up the crypto coins behind them, and then that will earn you your 900 gigahash. As you progress through the difficulty and the different levels, your winnings will get higher. You'll get to about 1200, then you'll get to about 1500. Once you get to about 1500, it gets very difficult, the amount of squares, because the amount of squares do increase as you go up in the difficulty. So we'll just quickly show you this. It's dead simple. So like I say, you have a minute, and I always used to go for the corners, and then sort of remember, and then work my way through the other squares. My computer's running a bit slow as well, so oh, actually it's getting better now. So there you go. So that's two matched. I think that one's there, is it? Yeah. So then we go down, and this is how I do it. So you got Litecoin there, and then and that's that one there, and that is over there. So that's Monero, and then your BTC emblem is just there. So that's it, and there you go, 900 points. So that gives me 900 gigahash on top of my 2.4 terahash. So that takes me to 3 terahash, and it will come up with this little thing saying it's verifying and all this lot. So, because obviously it is a bit of fun, but like I say, it's not a total loss. I just think playing the games what I'd maybe suggest is, if you play your games, get yourself up to a couple of thousand here and there, buy yourself a miner, because then, again, it's like the free faucets. If anything goes wrong, all you're losing is a bit of time. Buy yourself a couple of miners, and then you can just leave it running and let your account build up, as it is. Obviously, if you want to keep reinvesting your coins, obviously you can then keep building, buy more miners. But like I say, you've always got to bear in mind that if you're buying anything, you've got to earn that initial investment back before you start making profit. So always bear that in mind. Okay, so you can see there that my power has been added, and then if we just go back home, and there you can see the power has been added. But obviously remember that the 900 gigahash I've earned will be gone after 24 hours, but the 2.48 terahash through my miners will remain there. So that's pretty much it. That's Rollercoin. So Rollercoin, like I say, I have stopped it in the sense of I'm not really playing the games anymore, but it's not a complete bust. If you can build up your BTC using the games to then purchase yourself some miners, so then you can literally just allow the account to build itself, then that in a sense I think is worth doing. But to just try and constantly use the games, I just think you're going to get very frustrated and probably end up giving up with the whole thing. So that is my advice. So we're going to leave Rollercoin at that point, and now we're going to go and look at the last site, which for me is a complete bust, and I'll basically talk to you and tell you why I think that. Okay. Okay, so this is Contractminer, and if you saw my last video, you'd see that I had a bit of a gripe about this anyway, but I did say that I was going to continue to use it. But for me, I just think it just basically consumes so much time, and for the amount of time that you're putting into it, I just don't think you earn enough. If you're sat at home and you have nothing better to do, no offense to anybody that is at home, retired or anything like that, but if you have the time, possibly you could make this work. But I've put quite a lot of time into this. I got my my extra mining power up to nearly 2 terahash, but the thing is the only time you get to use that extra power, i.e. that you've purchased miners from the shop, is using the auto miner. But the auto miner, like I said, it lasts for 3 hours. Obviously, if you go up levels, you can get as high as 24 hours. But in fact, the one I got was 6 hours. And I was coming out with something like 3 CMC for 6 hours work. You were just getting, it was ridiculous. You could use the paid contracts and earn more, and they were only lasting like 10 minutes. So I just really, for me, this program is far more geared towards the people that run the site making money, because everything you have to go through short links, and those short links, they get, every time you visit a short link, they get paid for. Yes, many people will say, but if they don't do that, they can't make payouts for the sites, and I agree. But the amount of short links you're having to do is crazy, and the fact is that the power you're building, again, a bit like Rollercoin with the games, the power doesn't last. It runs out, so you have to keep doing it. So you're doing it over and over, like day after day after day after day. Yes, if you use the offer wall, you can boost that. You can go and buy yourself some miners. But like I say, this contract, which so that contract ran for 6 hours. That is all I earned. 3.28 CMC, and you got 1.05 experience points to move you up for 6 hours. I mean, okay, you're not doing anything for 6 hours because it's auto mining, so you can go to bed. But still, I just think it's, for me, and it's like everything, like minus tap, the hourly pot, the loot boxes, everything. You have to click on short links, and you're constantly having to just spend hours and hours and hours. I mean, basically, this is all that's left. I've got left in my account, and that is what it. And this is another thing, right? I sold all my miners. I've ended up with 7,456 CMCI. But because CMCI is an internal coin, you can't even exchange this to CMCs. I can't do anything with that. Unless I buy more, I go in and buy my miners back, or buy miners. I can't do anything with that. I can't exchange it. I can't withdraw it. For me, obviously there'll be a lot of people that are watching this video probably saying, well, I like it, blah, blah. And that's great. But for me, with these programs, any program, and it's like I talk about, only use the free power. Don't invest money that you can't afford, or don't invest, into this program and stuff like that. But even our time is an investment, So if we're investing hours and hours and hours, and basically not really getting anything back, for me that is it's a bad deal. What the programs I try and bring to you are programs that are minimal on time, minimal on investment, but yet we're trying to get the maximum back. That is the point of the programs I try and bring you. That's why if I find something like this, and I'm like, no, that is just not worth the time for what you're getting back, I will tell you. I've got like 36 referrals, so obviously, if you guys that are my referrals, one, thank you very much for joining through my link, and two, if you're enjoying it, then carry on. But I just think that for what we're getting back, I know I'm repeating myself, but for what we're getting back, for the amount of time we're putting in, is just not enough. And I just think that time could be spent doing better things. Because also, like I spoke, I think a few videos ago, time is something we can't get back. So make sure you are spending it wisely. Money, you lose money, you can make more. Possessions, anything like that, you can generally get them back. Time, you will never get that back. So make sure that you are using that time wisely and spending it on something that at least you're getting basically, even if it's just essentially the same in return, but obviously we're trying to get more in return, so we're trying to maximize the amount we're earning for the amount of time we're putting it in. But for me, this program gives you less back for the hours you're putting in, and that is pretty much all I have to say about that. But it is what it is. I'm sure there's many people, although I have to say this represents the amount of people that is on here, I believe, and that I have to say that is gradually getting less. Every time when I come on here, that amount of people, that does gradually get less. So I think people are realizing the same thing I'm basically saying, is just it's just a lot of work for not much of a return. So on that note, I'm just going to say thank you very much. It's been great having you. Like I said at the beginning, if this is your first time visiting my channel and you want to learn more about how to earn cryptocurrency for free, about cloud mining sites, crypto investments, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to tag the notification bell so you're alerted to all my videos as they come out. Also as well, all the links will be in the description, and you should see a little box just appeared in front of you. Click on that and that will take you through to the Satoshilabs review as well. So take care, have a great weekend, and I will speak to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.